Hello YouTube, this is Charlie426, and today we finally have the review of the HGAC, or High Grade After Colony, Gundam Sandrock. Now this was a totally unexpected product announcement at the time, because up to that point we only had the Wing Gundam as the After Colony series of an actual HG kit, excluding the ones that we have in the old ones before the HGUC era, like the non-grade stuff. So we finally got a second Gundam from the Gundam Wing series, the Sandrock. So at this point, I think we can be assured that sooner or later, or in due time, we'll be getting the rest of the Gundams as well. So I believe I'm about 2 weeks late, because last week, it was supposed to come out 2 weeks ago, but Korea was planned to have it a week later after Japan's release. But problem was that after a week later, it was also like the holiday season or slash holiday week in Korea, so we got another week delay, and which is why I finally have the kit in front of me. So, which is also another reason I believe that if you buy this kit, you're supposed to get some sort of code number for an item for the new mobile phone game made by Bandai, but that's not included in the Korean versions because we're 2 weeks late. Alright, anyway, let's get on to the review. So, first of all, we'll go with our usual components. So, what you get, of course, is obviously the Gundam Sandrock, the mobile suit itself, and currently hand-wise, I have the multi-purpose hands for left and right as well. And then other hands, we get two more sets. Number one, we get a open hand for posing. We get two of those, and then we get these hands with the thumbs up. Now, these are not actually thumbs up hands. These are also, if you see the joints, it's actually more on the angle. So this is actually meant for holding the weapon in a more angled, different angle. Of course, it's gonna take, at least for me, it's going to take me some time to get used to this angle, because I think this was a little bit too much for me. Just for me, that doesn't mean for everybody else. And here's a sticker sheet. Now it's not too bad as I thought. So what we get sticker wise is for the eyes and the camera, for the head, and then it's not really noticeable when you think about it, but there's this green dot on the main body. On the chest area, so this is for that. And then these are for the shoulders, but I thought this was a little bit unnecessary, so I did not use them. These ones I did use, but I kind of used them differently. I'll just tell you what I mean when we get there. And we have these two stickers, which are actually meant for the shield. Now, if you remember, the shield actually looks like some sort of snake head or cobra head. So those stickers are actually meant for the eye section for the shield. So, but problem is, like, this is a single piece, and we have the mixture of black and red. Problem is, once you're done building the shield, they tell you to apply a sticker right over here, and I really thought like applying black on top of black was not a really good idea. So what I did was that I basically colored the white sections in red only, so I didn't need to use the shield. So I would suggest before you build the shield, on the white section, just color up the eye section in red, so you're good to go. Alright, so that's it for the stickers, and as mentioned, here is the shield. Definitely looks like a cobra head or snake head. Here's the connection. We have the connection here is a peg, and also there's another connection to the shield itself, which is on a round peg, which is why we are able to rotate like this. Although it's a very firm connection, so just be careful that you don't actually break this main connection as well. And then weapon-wise, we get these sets. Well, we only get the heat shotels, but we only get one set of handles, so you don't. So here is the unheated version. Really do like these unique blades. Now, one thing I keep don't understanding is that on the promo pic, sometimes, now usually you hold it like this, so this blade facing bottom, but there are some pictures that were holding it like this. So I'm not sure if, I don't think this is the right way to actually like wield the sword, or at least you don't swing it like this, because it's inefficient. Like, you're swinging it and it won't reach. Unlike this will have like a machete effect, where if you swing it, you'll get more power by this actually. So yeah, and then we have this section right, and as you can see, the handle actually is an interesting design, because this section of the handle is actually meant for something else. And for the heated up ones, these are just plastic. These are not made out of rubber, so keep that in mind. So in order to use these ones, what you need to do is basically you have to pull the blade out and then plug it back in like this. I'll just have one of these to just show you guys a general idea how these works. Alright, so we're done with the components. Now let's get on to the articulation. So at this point, as I mentioned, we can expect the rest of the Gundam Wing series Gundam units, but it's only a matter of time, and there's no telling on which will be coming out first. It could be the Death Size, it could be the heavy arms, heck, it could even be the random Epion for some reason. Alright, so personally regarding the Sandrock, I always thought it had the least like features, or at least it was the less distinctive one. It was like the Sandrock seemed to be like the most basic unit of all, or at least that's for me. I don't, no offense to anybody who's a fan of this mole suit. Okay, so let's get on to the review. So let's look at the head first. So the head articulation is pretty good. I mean, it can go up a lot actually, more than you think. And then the neck joint is a polycap, and as you may have guessed, this thing does use polycaps, and there are no leftover polycaps. So you use every single polycap that was given to you. So the chin is a red separate piece. The eyes are obviously a sticker, and here's that head camera that I was talking about, and here's that chest, the green section of the chest I was talking about. I was really hoping that this would be a more of a a color separated part, but yeah, it's just a sticker. So it can go up that much, and then down quite a lot, and then 360 twist should be possible as far as I can tell. Yeah, and then we have this fin. I believe one of these fins are actually a separated piece. Yeah, I think the middle section right over here, these two are a single piece, but they're also a separated piece for some reason. Yeah, other than that, I kind of panel line those lines on the face, so nothing too special regarding that. And then let's get the main body. Now, the main body, the connection was actually a polycap ball joint. Well, the ball joint was actually the polycap. There's a peg on inside the connection, so yeah. So 360 twist on the main body is possible. Now there is kind of an ab crunch, but the ab crunch gimmick is not on the body, but actually on the waist section. So let's hope I can take this off. Oh, that was close. So here we have the main waist connection, and then yeah, you can see this is how it works. You can see the back skirt lifts up, and then we have this extra bend going on. I'm not sure. It doesn't really move that much with the kit on everything, but yeah, it still works, I guess. So yeah, you can see it does bend forward a bit, but not too much. So I'm not sure if this counts as an ab crunch, but there is an ab crunch. And then let's look at the shoulders. I do like the shoulders of this because I believe the shoulder designs, or at least the concept of Sandrock, was that it was supposed to be based on an eagle design or something like that. That's what I've heard. I could be wrong, or eagle, falcon, or whatever. So the shoulders, the main connections on the arms are ball joints. You can see the polycap inside. So you can see the polycap does come out a little bit like that. So because of a ball joint, we have a forward and backward movement going on the shoulders. And then the arm can go to the side more than 90 degrees. And then the arm has a typical 360 twist. And then we have a double jointed bend. Yeah, there we go. It was a bit stiff there. That kind of caught me off guard. And then we have this hole, which is meant for the shield connection. Same goes for the other arm. And your hands are your typical ball jointed hands, so no need to worry about anything about that. And since this thing is on a ball joint, 360 on the entire arm is also possible. Okay, before we go to the waist, let's go to the backpack. The backpack, well, nothing too special. I mean, it was always surprising me like how the Sandrock or heavy arms, they always have this really simple looking backpack. So the thrusters don't move at all, and this thing is actually pretty. This is detachable for a pretty good reason, or something that I was never aware about as a kid, which I'll show you guys later. And then that's pretty much it. So looking at the back of the waist, I really like how they did the color separation on these ones. These yellow sections and the black sections are all color separated pieces. Same goes for the side skirts as well. Now we have this hole right over here, which serves no absolute purpose as well. So a lot of people were expecting that we're going to get some sort of. I definitely don't think it's an expansion set. It's going to be either like a premium Bandai version of the Sandrock Kai, which is pretty much almost the same design with some minor detail changes. But the Kai version was actually modified so it can be used in space, and it comes with some sort of machine gun / Uzi looking type gun. So I think that's meant for this, but who knows. So yeah, and then the waist section, yeah, the front skirt, once again, they did a really good job on the color separation. The black, gray, and yellow, they're all separate pieces, and they're on a ball joint so they can move forward. Now the front skirt comes in a single piece where the ball joints are connected, so if you want to disconnect them or detach them, you can do that by yourself. This red section is also a color separated piece, even goes for the cockpit. The side skirts also move a good amount. Back skirt also should be moving like that as well. That's actually a lot, something really uncommon these days. Now here's those stickers I was talking about. So these two stickers I've used on here are supposed to go in here, but what I've did is that what you're supposed to do is that you're supposed to attach this white section here first and then apply the sticker. So if you do that, currently you only see gray, but if you do what I just told you, is that you're going to have these red sections on inside the white section right over here, but you don't see that because what I did was that before applying the white piece, I attached the sticker first and then covered it up with the white piece because I just really don't like having these kind of stickers, to be honest, because these stickers don't really work that well. So yeah, so I may not have the red sections, but at least I got a clean attachment right over there. Same goes for the other side and the legs. As you can see, their main connection is a peg, but thanks to that, there's also a side swivel going on here. Whoops. Yep, a side swivel. And then the legs can go almost 90 degrees to the side. It's just that the fact that the side skirt is kind of blocking it. So yeah, side swivel going on. So the legs can go also 90 degrees up front and should be able to go to the back 90 degrees as well because of the back skirt can move. And they also have this gimmick or swivel or some sort of gimmick where the legs can change position, as you can see like that. So it's really up to your taste or way to where to put the position on. And I did panel line a little bit on the legs. I was never aware of these kind of details when I was a kid. So, and then the bend is very nice, double jointed bend, and typical ball jointed feet with ball jointed connecting ankle joints. But once again, the feet are pretty basic. So nothing too special regarding the feet, but these ankle guards are huge. I never knew that they were this big as well. So yeah, that's one detail I was not aware of. Now there is kind of a toe bend, but I don't think it will be that necessary for this figure. I mean for this kit. All right, we're done with the main articulation. Now let's go on with the accessories. Okay, so as mentioned, here's the shield. The shield, we have a peg, so you can just connect it right away onto the arm, and no problem at all. We're just going to take that off. And then for the heat shotels, here we have, all you need to do is just slide them in, and they're good to go. I'm really glad you don't need to do the annoying take apart the hand and then reattach it. So you can see it holds pretty well, so it doesn't fall off. And here is the normal handle. And then let's say if we use the other handle, which is the one with the thumbs up, you can see it's actually more on the angle. It's facing forward, so if you do it, yeah, this is like, yeah, let's say we put it in the same position, you can see that, yeah, it's facing much more forward like that. So I guess this would help certain poses, but I'm not really sure what kind of poses, because those who see my pictures, I think that you can pull off pretty much most poses just with the normal hand as well. Alright. So last thing, I'm not gonna change this for now because I just want to save time. So what we can also do is we can store these weapons onto the back. So we have this sitting in on the sword handle. What you can do is there's these also square holes on here. These are not polycaps, these are plastic, so they will fit in very tightly. So what you can do is you can just plug them into the backpack like this. Come on. Now the shoulders might get in the way, but they're not too bad. So you just need to plug them in. They just plug in perfectly, and they are stored onto the backpack like this. And you can kind of change the position if you want to, because they can also move. But there's also another hole there. What you can do is you can plug in the shield as well. So you can store everything onto the backpack as well. But here's another thing that I was never aware of. I mean, technically, oops, sorry about that. Now, technically, I was aware that the Sandrock had this weapon where it could attach its heat shotels to the shield and then, make some sort of crushing gimmick attack, which I believe on the instruction manual is called the Cross Crusher. Problem is, apparently it's not you just attach the heat shotels to the shield. You actually attach the entire backpack section onto the arm. So that means that in the anime, the Sandrock took off its backpack and then attached it to its arm, which I might need to recheck that, but yeah, this is what you can do. So this is how it works. You have the heat shotels on them, and yeah, since you can also move those swords, yeah, you can do the crusher gimmick thing. So yeah. And that's pretty much it for the review of the Sandrock. So the model kit is okay. I mean, it turned out very nice. I really love the looks. It definitely reminds me of the old days I was watching the series. Color separation is pretty superb at this point. Sure, there are some stickers, but they can be ignored, some of them. And yeah, of course, I'm still amazed that the backpack is actually attached on the arm. But yeah. So yeah, if you're a big fan of the Sandrock, or if you're just here for to collect the Wing Gundam series and the new HG series, definitely go for it. And it's only a matter of time that we get the rest. So just be patient. Obviously, at this point, the Kai or the EW version might be pbandai in HG format. Nothing too surprising. Where we should be aware of this at this point. Anyway, thank you for watching the review. This was the review of the newly released HGAC Gundam Sandrock. If you guys got any questions or requests, leave a comment below. I still have more stuff to buy and build and make reviews out, so please stay tuned. Until then, see you guys next time!